Everyone, it's Deborah. Today we're going to talk about loneliness. A lot of elderly people are lonely, and I get that. I understand that. I go out of my way to try to talk to the older people that I see during the day. I now consider myself one of those older people. I often could kick myself in the butt when I think of all the times my mother was lonely in the nursing home, but she has a huge family that was there at her beck and call if she wanted to see somebody. But I do know there were times where she was lonely, and my dad was lonely too. And it's very important that if you have parents who are living by themselves or by themselves for the majority of the day, that you do contact them, call them. But this is how I deal with loneliness. I am so grateful for this time. I remember praying to God every night when I was married, that I could have time alone. I used to be so sick of seeing people, always knocking on the door, always having people around me. I had a lot of employees that seemed like they always needed something. And my spouse was always up at the shop working on a piece of equipment, and I rarely saw him. I think if I took the 40-year marriage and condensed it down, I may have seen him maybe for 1 year because when you own a business, it's very time consuming. And I used to resent all the people that would, drag him away. And I never got to do what I wanted to do. But now that I'm almost 65, I do exactly what I want to do, and it is glorious. I can watch a movie without being interrupted. I can work on projects. This is my cow cup. Yeah, so I relish the loneliness. I really do. I'm really not lonely at all. That's why I have a part-time job. Keeps me out there in the public. But I enjoy this time alone. I've waited all my life for this. I remember when I was a young girl living in Winchester without no electricity or phone or anything. I love that. I love that isolation. A lot of people call me a hermit. Go ahead. I don't care. Because I've spent most of my life on a telephone, and I hate talking on the phone. Oh my God, because when you do it for a living, yeah, I was a realtor, you're on the phone. When I owned a tree company, you're on the phone. I remember I took like 2,000 calls in 2 weeks during a hurricane or tornado, whatever. Yeah, so I've always had a phone hooked to my ear, but I enjoy this loneliness. I enjoy being alone. And there are times where if I want to be around people, I will just jump in my car and go visit my family. They're not too far away. But yeah, if you do have people who are living alone most of the time, call them, go and visit them. And I think loneliness brings on depression with a lot of people, especially in nursing homes. I don't think I will have an issue because when I am around people, I talk too much maybe. So yeah, I like this time in my life. I like being my age. I see through so many things that used to bother me. Now I pay no attention to it, It's amazing how much stuff that used to irritate me, I pay no mind to anymore. Because I don't have to deal with it because I'm alone. Yeah, I like that. I don't have to wait on a man. I don't have to feed him. I don't, I've always taken care of the guy in my life a lot. I mean, I coddled him. I I just really took really good care of the men in my life. Probably too much. Yeah, you can do too much for a man, you know. All right, so it's time to get that tree up. All right, bye.